I did miss the goal. I missed the goal. Always going down for the half time. As usually pop down about 40 minutes. And they used to have it on. It was always on the screen.
Yeah,
above
it
the
was
bar.
disgrace when I missed it as well.
And the
I missed it as well.
Hello and welcome to the Every Week We Follow podcast, the Aston Villa podcast where we share views on everything Villa related, including pre-match views, match reaction, highlights of past and present, statistics and more. My name is Sam Rayworth, editor of the website. I have with me Glenn Goodwin, writer for Every Week We Follow, and Villa season ticket holders and away game regulars Willem Rayworth and Reece Lloyd.
Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 0. Home game win, glorious. Who's starting us off?
Go on
then.
Good
Reaction.
Good performance. Well, I'm ecstatic anyway to get 3 points on the board. Just nice and quickly, really. Especially after losing the first game, it would have been a bit. I didn't want the Dean Smith haters to come out if we'd lost 2 on the bounce. We won 4 last year and all that. No, really good performance. Bit of a slow start. Me and Reece had a normal chat in the car on the way.
Yeah.
Like slow start, 15 minutes in. The cock up for when Wilson went through on goal could have completely changed the game for us. If we'd have let that one in, we'd gone 1-0 down against Steve Bruce, then we would have struggled to get back into the game, I think. But they were poor, weren't they? They were poor. Danny Ings, great goal. It's just what you needed, really, because I went in. I did miss the goal. I missed the goal. Always going down for the half time. As usually pop down about 40 minutes. And they used to have it on. It was always on the screen.
Yeah,
above
it was
the bar.
disgrace when I missed it as well.
And the
I missed it as well. Do you know what? They had a free kick. Didn't they? I went at the 46th minute. They had a free kick, and I was like, if this goes over the line, we'll just go in because it's nothing half. And then you got down there. TVs are off. I was like, flipping hell, what's going on? I was half going, should I just go and forget about it? And then you just hear the cheers, don't you?
Yeah.
And everyone just goes, for fuck. It's a mixture of yes and no.
But the cheers were subdued because you could tell it's probably about 10,000 fans that had gone off for a pint by this.
Yeah.
47th minute. And I was a little bit upset that they didn't have it on the TVs. They always have it on the screens.
You know what it is? They're doing it to stop gatherings. Look, everyone's gathering in the whole end. It's ridiculous.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
So
you can stop gatherings in the concourse, but if it's in the stands, it's compliant.
When you're next to each other, chaos, jumping down frigging 3 lots of chairs just to find your mate.
To be fair, I was close enough to still run back up the stairs and watch the goal on the replay.
I got through because there's a little barrier by us where we can sneak behind the back of our seats and we can get straight to the bar. And there's this big metal door. I can pull it open, and so that was another cock up. Look through to see who'd scored, and they put Buendia on the screen. So I ran back in going because I saw the goal on the TV. So I saw it on the big screen, but obviously it's quite a way away. So because it said Buendia, I assumed Buendia did an overhead kick. Yeah. So I ran back in the bar, like North Stand Lower, going, Buendia's just scored an overhead kick. Everyone started singing Buendia's name. You know what I mean? And it was like,
and I'm just there looking at it, I'm like. There's pictures of Danny Ings.
None of them believed me that he put him on the screen, and then a few of the people did back me up.
They did.
But yeah, so that when I went in at half time to the toilet, I was having a chat with some other guy in there saying this is crap, this is what we rubbish, and then by the time I got my beer in my hand, I was ecstatic 1-0 up at half time.
Yeah.
So, and then I thought the second half was just sort of get the job done. Really, they didn't really threaten us, did they? And the penalty, because we're down the other end again. I had no idea it was handball. Someone VAR obviously helped us out.
Yeah.
Never thought El Guys was going to miss. There's something about when he takes penalties. I just never think he's going to miss. And then obviously they got one back, didn't they? 2-1, or would have been 2-1, ruled out. Good result too, though.
Yeah, so it's good to know that we follow, we take the game seriously. We analyse them strenuously, which is fantastic. But no, real good win for the Villa boys. I think overall it was just a bit shaky in the first 10-15. I think Jacob Ramsey's performance summed up the team's performance. If you look at him in the first 15 as a team and individually, just a little bit shaky. Then after that, we just grew into the game, didn't we? I thought Ramsey had a great game. My man of the match was John McGinn. Thought he was electric on Saturday. I think when McGinn plays like that, when his energy's at at absolute maximum, he's winning the loose balls. He's unplayable sometimes, and he had an absolutely fantastic game.
He won the ball, didn't he, a couple of times on the edge of their box. He was playing a bit further forward, and he came and he won the ball. And we did actually cock it up a couple of times.
He had a great game. And, the midfield three I thought was balanced. We needed it. I think I can understand. There are some games where you might try this 2 midfield, but I don't think we've got the personnel at the moment for. We look like such more balanced compared to what we did against Watford on Saturday. It was so much more. It's where we play our best football, isn't it? Free midfield, and I think. In terms of kind of moving forward to the next game, I think JJ keeps his place against Brentford.
Absolutely.
I think he had a really good game. I was saying, during the game, it's actually nice to see him contributing. And I think you've seen elements of it, but it was consistent on Saturday. He should have got an assist for the Ings pass. Ings should have buried that. He made up for it with their red kick, obviously. Yeah, but it was just a great performance from him individually. But I think across the pitch, everyone did their bit on Saturday. There wasn't one player that I looked at and thought didn't do much. El Ghazi didn't do much, but he scored the penalty. So I think everyone kind of chipped in, didn't they? So for me, great performance. And I know Newcastle were poor, but you played a team in front of you, don't you? So job done.
I don't think it was a vintage display. I think you'll take the points. I don't think we were particularly great, to be honest, but as you're saying, it's going to be a gritty game against a Steve Bruce side. Fortunate not to go 1-0 down if it was or wasn't a foul on Mings anyway. I don't think we were great, but we've shown our quality. That's why you signed Danny Ings.
Yeah,
that's exactly why you signed him, because if you're not, we said at the start of the season, we need to be potent in front of goal. We need to be clinical, and that's the exact reason why. It's half a chance. Any other player on the pitch, you don't fancy anyone else to bicycle kick it, and no one even the audacity to even go for it. You're
joking.
What a finish, and that's what you're signing for. And then we've won the penalty, and then I knew straight away that Wilson was offside when it got called out.
Where do you sit though? Do you sit on the side?
I was sitting in the Trinity. Yeah. So I saw your dad actually at full time.
How did you?
Yeah. But he was too busy trying to get Gordon Cowans to sign something for me.
Oh, was he?
To really pay too much attention to me. But no, I don't think it was a particularly great performance, but we just needed a result to get up and going more than anything. I think, look, you obviously take it, but what wasn't ideal, and we were all calling for Young to start, but that left-hand side, I think you do miss a left footer, because I think we were going down there quite a lot, but we weren't actually creating anything really. And I think you miss a target to come down and lay him off into his left foot and pull it back straight away.
Because I think
El Ghazi and Young both like to come inside, but there was no one to run round.
I think it was tactical though why he dropped Target again. Because I think he thought St Maximum. If St Maximum isn't how you say him, so
he's done it for experience.
St Maximum would have absolutely torn him to shreds after what Sarr did to him the week before. But I think I would still have to keep Ashley Young playing again next week.
To be fair, obviously I said that we didn't play great, but I wouldn't say any player played badly. I think everyone was putting a solid shift. It just wasn't like a real fully free flowing. It wasn't like a really really convincing 2-0 where we're creating chances here and there. It was a bit more of a gritty performance to get the result, and we did it, and now we can look forward rather than looking over our shoulders, because the first game of the season rocked us a bit. We've managed to put a decent enough performance together to grind out a good result against a Newcastle team who are. No Steve Bruce team's easy to beat, but they weren't, doing anything special in particular. But it was great. Happy with it.
I think for game week 2, I can accept that performance. So I think we're not going to be the finished article for a while yet, are we? In terms of where we want to be this season, I think for game week 2, I think that's an acceptable performance and a good win. I think just on your point, we're not really creating much on the left hand side. I know he scored, and I don't have a go at him, but as soon as Bailey's fit, El Ghazi gets dropped.
Yeah,
simple as that, isn't it? That's not me having to go at El Ghazi. It's just we know his limitations. We know he doesn't beat players. He's great for a pen, but in terms of his all-round play, it's always going to be limited when he starts.
You've got that spot on there, because
I think
he didn't play particularly well. Okay, so then he scored and kind of massed his performance. Really, if you're scoring penalties, someone else can step up and take the penalties. We need more just throughout the whole.
Well, you got Danny Ings.
I think
exactly.
El Ghazi's got undeniable quality, but I think he's like a 3-touch player.
Yeah.
if he holds on for the ball longer than 3 touches, then he's pretty much he's finished there. Yeah. If he's the player that takes the touch out his feet, shoots, touch out his feet, crosses, he quickly gets out his feet and he'll whip one. I think when he holds on to the ball, he does a few step overs and ends up losing it. The fullback just gets in.
That's just him as a player. Like, we know he's limited, and that's where he's as a player. I think he's a good. Like I said, he's definitely a player I want in the squad. There's an impact sub last season. There's a few games where he come on and he did make the difference.
I don't want to sell him, no chance.
No, I don't. I think like to be honest, if Bailey's fit, games like tomorrow night, well today if you're listening tomorrow, would have been perfect for Algarzi against Barrow. But I think he scored the goal. I don't go into it too much. But I think that element of quality that we're lacking on the left hand side will definitely come to fruition when Bailey's starting.
Talking about the other side, Bundia obviously didn't have the best of games against Watford. How do you think he got on?
I liked him. I thought he was really good. I think he showed a bit of class. Yeah. And he showed us as well that we're not. He can feel Grealish's boots. I think he needs a few more games to get himself settled in. But some of his weight of passes on a few occasions, his little flicks around over the end.
Was fantastic.
He looks a real cut above. He looks real class, and I'm really excited to see what he's got to offer.
There was 2 passes that were that perfect that they almost like they were going to get intercepted, but they were weighted that well that even caught us off guard.
It's not luck.
No, it's not. It's just quality. Look, don't get me wrong, Jack Grealish is a great player and his ball carrying is phenomenal, but I think in terms of cutting open defences with through balls, I think that's what Buendia's got an edge on. In that respect, I think in terms of being clinical as an assist maker, I think Buendia's going to really come to the forefront this season for us. And second game in as well. He's only going to improve, isn't he? To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing off the right, wasn't he? Which we wanted to see. But he did, come inside, and I think you've seen it quite a lot where he came inside, and then McGinn was out on the right wing for a bit.
Yeah,
I don't mind. It's Dean Smith's sides throughout the years have been very fluid in the attacking third. Yeah, and you got to see that. I mean, look, it's not ideal when he gets pushed out to the right wing, but we're going to have Bertrand Traore, we're going to have Bailey to come into this side. I think it's really exciting, and Buendia really, really excites me. I can't wait to see what else he's going to do. And he hasn't even really started playing for us yet, really, has he?
Really.
So excited. He obviously won't play against Barrow, but big game coming up again. Another one straight back at Villa Park. I don't know, we won't go too much into this point, but you can't wait to get back.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to get back down Villa Park again. I just think we can win most games, and we're challenging against games, and we've got a fairly easy run to start with. But excited to get back down Villa Park next week.
I think the Brentford one as well. We've always struggled against Brentford, but I think it's about time we beat them, isn't it? To be honest, and I think after winning on Saturday, I think if we keep the same performance levels, I think we can beat Brentford. It'll be a completely different game. I think there'll be a lot more up for it. I think Tony, unfortunately, is due a goal, isn't he? Two games without a goal, so you expect him to pop up. But I say that though, if we defend like we did on Saturday, I'd struggle for many teams to break us down. To be honest, I thought that Mings led with absolute example. Yeah. He was superb. Even to the case of after the game, his celebrations with the whole end, you just saw him gleam with pride with the armband. He absolutely. Ashley Young was the first one up there as well, brought straight back into the goal. Yeah, I think as a team, you could see him in front of that whole end on Saturday when the full-time whistle went. They needed that for themselves. They needed the 3 points without a certain someone just to break that duck. Because if we would have gone another couple of games and in September against United, Chelsea, we'd still hadn't won. It starts to become psychological. They've got their win now, and we can just crack on with our season. It was really important.
Touching on what you said about Mings, I said after the game, Mings was probably my man of the match, just because he really dug deep because he got asked some tough questions, and that Wilson, he's a handful.
He's a nightmare.
He was bashing into him all day. He was getting his elbow stuck in his arse, was going in every time the ball was going up, and he had a decent game. To be fair, he was very frustrated obviously at the end, but I thought Mings handled him really well. Yeah, really stood up and was really strong, and he was my man of the match. Obviously, with the honourable mention for Ramsey. Obviously, he's shown how he can affect a game, and he obviously like you said, he created that chance for Ings. I think Ings was just offside, and the keeper did well to get out to it, but he looked dangerous, didn't he?
He was contributing going forward, wasn't he? I think so many times I see he'd play and he'd just be a bit of a passenger, to be honest. Whereas I thought on Saturday he really showed, and he showed what he can do in terms of moving the ball. I didn't think he really had that. Obviously a bit harsh, probably knew he did have it in the locker, but it's when he could deliver it in a Premier League game, and he absolutely did. So you never know. He could be one of those players who needs crowds to play well. He could be one of those players who needs that energy to really spur on. And I think he could be the player this season where before Villa Park, he might just love it.
I think he has bulked up a bit as well. I think he's looking a bit bigger and he's got a bit. He was already quite strong on the ball now, but he looks like a lot stronger on the ball.
Well, they said that's his best game in a Villa shirt by a long way.
Yeah,
and he's also been a couple of things on Facebook and whatever. Someone put it nuts. So he just grew with the game, and he started off like a youth team player at the start of the game. By the end, he was a senior player.
Yeah.
When I saw him in the last 20 minutes, where he was taking players on and having shots, and,
yeah,
and all that. Great, that's what I wanted to see. And he had the crowd sing his name for the first time. How special
it was great. To be fair, it was good to see. And another thing that was good to see. I think there was one point Ashley Young threw the ball at him, and he was like quite high up on his chest, and he took a touch inside into the middle of the pitch and got dispossessed straight away. And obviously he went back, started chasing the man, and Ashley Young's throwing pelters at him.
Yeah.
And Ramsey's having absolutely none of it. He's turned around and gave Ashley Young an absolute bollocking because
he's terrible
for a bad throw.
Yeah.
I was like, you like to see that.
Yeah, it's good.
You got the young lad coming through telling Ashley Young, 36-year-old, don't you dare throw anything in the air again. But no, it was good to see, and he's got a bit of bite. I've said before, he's a strong lad. He's a big boy, and it's good to see because we've seen how much he can. He does well to slow the game down when it can come to him, and I think what we've been missing is his that little bit more, that bit of flair that we wanted to see, that little bit of bite, creativity, and it was good to see that. And it's another player we can be excited for, really. And also on that note, Aaron Ramsey, you see his free kick,
unbelievable.
He's on a free kick for the 23s. He's just caught the keeper. An absolute dream. Keeper's going there trying to catch the cross.
Yeah.
And he's just put it in his bottom right.
Unbelievable.
Lovely.
And I'm on that as well. Under 18s winning 10-0 against Norwich.
Oh, it was a tight game.
Yeah. Tight game like that. Yeah, 10 shots on target, all goals.
Yeah.
No, fair play to him.
But no, it was like I said. I think the main thing for us now as a team, and in particular for players like Ramsey, it's all about consistency, isn't it? I think now, just seeing it on a more consistent basis. I mean, team wise, I'd probably be looking. I mean, Watkins might be fit, Bailey might be fit, but I think there's a lot of there's selection dilemmas to be had, which for me is only a good thing, to be honest.
Very good problems. Last season, the team picked itself. Bench didn't really have anything on there to make the difference. Wesley's sweating now.
Yeah,
he's
finished, isn't he? Really? Do you think he'll play tomorrow against Barrow or tonight, depending when you're listening?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he gets on. I think just by looking at him when he was warming up, that's another thing you can get. But when you sit like that close to that on that side, he was warming up and he was jogging. He was half-assed. Smith's gave him a bollocking again, like trying to get some urgency into him. I think he almost seems like he.
Well, after
I don't think he really believes.
After his behaviour at Stoke, anyway. Like, what was all that about at Stoke? It kind of sums him up as a player. He doesn't know. He lets anyone else doing that.
I don't trust him against Barrow. You know why? Because it's a 5,000 seater. It's to sell out. They're going to be well up for it. You're going to have blokes who are probably 39 at centre half, winding him up all game. He's come from Brazil. He's playing at Barrow. I've got a funny feeling they're going to wind him up and he's going to do something daft.
He'll get himself sent off again.
You know what it is? I couldn't think of a worse game for him than tomorrow. Because you're gonna have pros there who've played everywhere. The Conference North. You're gonna have fans there winding him up. He's played. He's used to playing in the silky, streets of Brazil. Yeah. And I think it could be a real dangerous one for him against Barrow. You watch him score a hat trick now, but if he doesn't keep his head, he'll get easily wound up in that game tomorrow. Because it's not a normal game. It's gonna be like a pantomime, isn't it? It's a throw the dice sort of game.
That's the thing with Wesley, man. We've seen him before. He can play football. He can play in the Dean Smith side. But it's just like what the Wesley that we've seen. Obviously, we haven't seen much of him since he's come back. But over pre-season and the petulance and that, it's like no one's really like excited to see him anymore because he was right. The whole and proper loved him. They proper got behind him before. He used to chase down everything. Be really strong. This big lad who used to play nice passes. All right, he didn't get his goals, but everyone backed him to do well. And now he looks like we're seeing a different side to him, and it's just everyone's just like, we'll just get on with him. We've got Danny Ings and Watkins now. The attitudes that they really want to do. I think.
Okay, but you can also imagine that we've just signed Danny Ings. We've got Watkins in front of him. He's probably going, well, I'm not going to get in the lineup here.
Well, no, but it shouldn't be like that because El Ghazi's not done that. El Ghazi got himself back into the team last season and had a good season for us. So.
True.
There's only one way you do it, and it's not by how he started to warm up on Saturday.
No.
You know, hands in his sleeves, jogging up and down really slowly, dragging his heels. If your manager's on the sideline telling you to show a bit more urgency,
Shouldn't have to.
you know,
You're
shouldn't have to do
playing
it.
for
Like,
Aston Villa.
it's just his attitude at the moment. It's just a bit like you either give up or you fight. And we don't want the people that are going to give up at the club. Like you said about El Ghazi, you know, well, he got stick off the fans. He had deleted his social media. Obviously, there's no room for that. But he didn't step down. He didn't just shirk over and say, "I'm not going to bother them." You know, we want El Ghazi mentality. Not the current Wesley that we're seeing.
But look, he has got a chance tomorrow against Barrow, even though I wouldn't trust him in a game like that. He has got a chance to shine tomorrow, and we should be expecting some goals out of him. I think there's a few. I don't think there's many players like Wesley in the team anymore, because the players who will be playing tomorrow, I suspect, will be your likes of your Twanzabes, your Courtney Houses, you know, players, you know, your Gilberts, players who will want to come in and prove themselves. I think there's not many players in the club that I would consider deadwood now. I think we've got rid of a lot of that in terms of your Taylors, your Lansbury's, etc. So I'm quite excited for the game. I think we'll play, it'll be quite an exciting team. It'll be, like I said, Twanzebe, House, Carney, Badace. You know, it's quite an exciting prospect tomorrow. Yeah. And I think the second team that I imagine we're going to play should have enough in the locker to do the business.
Yeah, more than enough, really. No disrespect to Barrow, but more than enough. And just on your note about Twanzebe, he came on in centre midfield, didn't he?
Liked him.
On Saturday even.
Liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's been said for a while that he can do that job in there. We've never actually seen him play there in a Villa shirt. We've been saying that we need that big commanding midfielder. Is Twanzebe that player?
You won't know until you try it.
Can he do a job there? I'd like to see him, like, if at some point, you know, we have that opportunity, or the Louise and Nakamba are both injured. I'd like to see it, to be fair.
Well, you could do it tomorrow, couldn't you?
Yeah, but who else are you going to play? Who will you play at the back tomorrow then instead?
Well, I mean, considering
with those two you mentioned, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, considering you got Young playing and you won't drop him, you'll probably play Target tomorrow.
I reckon Target will play tomorrow.
I think he will play Target. I think he'll be Target and Gilbert, probably House and Twanzebe. But it'd be nice to give Twanzebe a chance at CDM, see what he's got in that position.
He played Bogard, the lad Bogard, or because he looks good anyway. I was nearly even happy enough to have him as the backup right-sided centre half of how well he played. I know it's in a few pre-season friendlies, but he's a big lad. I was quite happy with him. So, but he actually came from Feyenoord as a defensive midfielder anyway. So look, we could see either. I'd like to see either of them two feature tomorrow. Yeah. In the holding midfield spot, really.
We just got to get the job done tomorrow, haven't we? No, I don't want any shocks tomorrow.
Scores.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, in the past we've gone to Wickham and we're like 8-3, you know, and then we've lost to Bradford at the same time. So it's a complete throw of the dice, isn't it, tomorrow for predictions? I just, as long as we're in the hat, I'm
not fussed about predicting anything, to be honest. I think I'm more bothered about Saturday, so I'm just going to leave it. We're going to have the kids playing. I have no clue about Barrow. I don't even know what the ground looks like. The pitch could be horrendous.
Look at our website. There's a picture
of
it.
Then. Okay. I've been busy.
Jeez, what do I do?
So yeah, I'm not going to predict anything. But when we're talking about the youth team players, there's another youth team player that's gone out on loan. Is it Iron Reiki?
Yeah.
He's gone off to Stockport County. So the other day I had one of my mates from work as a Stockport County fan, so he was asking me a bit of info that was getting off you lot to let him know, about him. But that's a good thing. Like, I know another player going out on loan. Let's get him out on loan and bring him back in maybe next year or year after. And
we've got a few now. We've got like Vasilev's out. Kessler, we've got Brad Young, Lou Barrow. There's a fair few out on loan at the moment. I looked at the loan report earlier. There's loads.
There is a
which
load,
I'd rather, to be honest, I'd rather than get some first team experience. 100%.
Got Vasilev playing for Inter Miami as well.
He's had a great.
Is that where he's gone?
So Brad Young's gone to Carlisle. He's gone to Miami.
So
he's pulled the short straw there.
Definitely.
But no, I think as long as I think tomorrow will be about balance. You want to see the kids play, but you want to see a team who's got enough to win the game. And like I said, you're probably going to have a few players playing for them. Not that I've researched the team in any way, shape or form. Who are probably up 36, 37, been round the block, will know how to wind us up.
They're going to batter us, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to be crunchy with tackles.
They'll be in first half an hour. They'll be at us. They'll be up for it.
They will. It's the biggest game. It's the biggest game of their foot.
Against a team like that, against a team like that, you've got to kill it early. You just got to completely go there and piss all over their chips and just kill it early. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. See you later. We'll samba it around.
Did that against Crewe, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or did we go 1-0 down?
I think
we battered Crewe, didn't we?
Well, I mean, obviously you're not going to do predictions. I am. 6-0 Villa.
Okay, I'll go. Okay, 3-0 Villa then.
Yeah.
I'm
Minute
gonna predict
3.
it.
Oh, this again.
No, I'm joking.
I'm not sitting here. I'm going through 6 goals when you didn't even get the last one right.
Jed Steer's going to pick the ball up.
You didn't describe to me last week that Danny Ings was going to score a beautiful overhead kick.
Well, you know, last week the problem was Leon Bailey weren't starting and Watkins was out. So even before the game started, it was all over. So
Yeah, but yeah, get the job done tomorrow. And look, I want us to take this cup seriously. You know, this season,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
really want us to have a go at the cups, and I think you could say touchwood, it's been a fairly nice tie for us, really. But it's not going to be easy because it's going to be horrible for the same time. I think. So we just got to get the win and just move into the next round.
Moving on to Brentford game then, another home game. You're saying Young's going to start. Does Ramsey keep his place?
Yeah.
If Watkins is fit, does he slide into the team? If Bailey's fit, does he slide into the team? What do you think?
Well, you'd like to have Watkins available at least.
What for me? Watkins bring him off the bench. If he's been a bit injured, don't bring him straight back in.
Well, there is the saga that is a niggling knee injury that
Right.
Oh, maybe after the international break. All right, Dean.
Yeah,
so we're not
I
going to see
hate
him
that
for 3
one.
weeks.
Yeah, it's not great.
You gave you that one about Bailey. I hope for Bailey to be back soon. So all right, we'll see him at Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can't even trust what they say anymore because you don't think anyone knows what the injury situation is like. You could keep it the same, couldn't you? I suppose.
I want Ramsey to start. I
do.
He's got to be first name on the team sheet now.
I don't think anyone. I don't think you can particularly drop anyone. Really.
Unless someone pulls an absolute blind against Barrow, someone gets like a hat trick.
Yeah.
Well, depends who it is, but
Philogene Badace would be the one for me.
Yeah, if Badace has an absolute blinder tomorrow, I wouldn't mind seeing him in
it's a
the
bit different with the youth players. So if they have a blinder, you've got to give them another opportunity.
Yeah,
if Target has a blinder tomorrow, I'd still play Ashley Young again.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think. I think if you look at it, the only person that's really going to miss out next week out of the 11 that started on Saturday is El Ghazi, isn't it?
Yeah.
He scored his penalty, fair play, but didn't do a great deal.
Didn't do much, did he?
I wasn't overly impressed with Louise in the first half. I wouldn't say he was a standout player. If I had to pick a bad player from our game, so I was rating him, I would have rated him the lowest. He didn't have a bad game, but he was probably the worst.
I think that's
player.
unfair.
I think he's droppable. I do.
I think that's unfair.
I think he's all right. He's droppable. He's
because you put the
droppable.
camera in there. Do you know what I mean?
I think he protected that back four and let Ramsey and McGinn do it. I don't think Ramsey and McGinn could have had that game without him being there.
I mean, he had a better second half, but I don't think he's indispensable in that team.
He's not indispensable, no one is, but
you're going to replace him with Canberra.
That's exactly the point I was going to make.
No, but I think that's where we buy though. Personally, if we're going to make one more signing, that's where I'd be looking to buy.
But don't. From what Dean's saying in his interview, it looks like we have to ship some out before we buy one.
We've made a £10 million profit. We're not.
But it's not. I don't think it's about the money. It's about the size of the squad of centre midfielders.
Horahan is apparently, turning teams down at the moment.
Right.
He doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, I think apparently there's 3 clubs in for him. He's rejected 2 of them. I mean, I wouldn't even play him tomorrow against Barrow.
Well, you know what?
I don't want to see him. I've seen him.
To be honest,
I've seen Conor Harahan. I know what he offers. He's 29 years old. He's not bringing anything else to the table.
Will's right, and he won't be playing because he could get cup tied as well. So he puts clubs off buying him.
Yeah.
Not that many teams in the Championship are going to be winning the league.
But are we going to loan him out again? Do you reckon? How many years you got left in his contract?
He's got 1 year left.
That's it.
Yeah,
just get about 5 million. We even get 5 million for him. Might get
give him away.
He's done it. Look, he's another player. He's done his bit for the club, and I'll salute him.
What if he's the one that scores the hat-trick tomorrow?
He doesn't get in. He doesn't get in.
I agree. He's so far away from the first.
Another player like your El Ghazi. I mean, El Ghazi's a better player in terms of his quality, but. Yeah, again, Huran's done his bit for the club, but I think with the midfield players that we've got available, it's just,
I want to see him go somewhere and play well. He played well for Swansea last year.
He's a cracking Championship player.
He's a great professional.
Yeah, thorough professional. Not a bad word to say about Conor Harahan.
Apart from you never wanted to play again.
But it's like Neil Taylor. I've not got a bad word to say about him.
Yeah.
I don't want him to play for us again.
Yeah. No, you're right.
El Mohamed was done.
I like that opinion.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
we moved on as a club, haven't we?
We've moved on from players like that, and he just, he does the magical disappearing act, doesn't he? Like he'll play really well. He'll come on after the last 20 minutes, score his goal, score a great free kick or something. That's where I'm not going to say that's all he's good at, but
It's his
like,
speciality.
Start
And then he'll
the
start
next
the next
game
game.
and he's absolutely nowhere.
And he drops himself for the next one. It's like I'm tired of watching Harahan. I know what he offers, and he's not a midfield player for us.
He's a good championship player, so we should go back to the championship.
Yeah. He should do, yeah.
Right. So predictions for this one. Who's having that one first?
Brentford.
Come on,
I think we should go first.
Brentford.
As I haven't done
I think,
I haven't done a Barrow one. Should I go first?
Yeah, go on then.
Home again. I want us to make Villa Park a fortress, so I'm going to go 2-0 again. I just really think that if we can keep the defence tight, I can't see them scoring past us. So 2-0 Villa. Danny Ings to score again.
Yeah, I would go 2-0. I just think that Tony's due a goal. He's gone 2 games without a goal now, and apparently, I'm not going to watch match today, but apparently he's been close a few times. But saying that, our defence on its day, I think they're solid. So I think we'll win. I'm going to go 2-1.
1-0.
1-0.
It's going to be 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
2-1. 2-0.
And I think we can all agree. I think Danny Ings is going to keep on scoring. The blokes, I can't believe you've signed him. I can't.
Yeah.
I think it's an unbelievable.
That goal, he had
signing.
no right to score that goal. So he's putting goals in like that. That's his first goal. What else is to come?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I mean, we saw Codger try and do that every single week. Do you remember
This
that?
is the ball.
And he missed the ball and ended up in like, the top of the North stand. So, I mean, to see him do that once, it to come off.
He
It's
did
just
it once
ridiculous.
against Fulham, didn't he?
But how many times did he try after that? I see, all I'd see his legs in the air, and I'd think, oh, for God's sake.
Here he goes again.
He's already celebrating.
He's already ready to strum his leg in.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ! But Danny Ings does it once, and he's
sticking his tongue out.
Yeah. Playing the guitar, but no, I mean, Danny Ings, the technique on that is just—it's outrageous.
I even liked his penalty of the week. Like
Straight down the middle.
just the way he strikes it, he just strikes it differently than other players.
Yeah, even the way he wears his Villa tops is great, isn't it?
Yeah,
So.
it's nice, isn't it? To
Yeah,
have like a
fitted.
proper number 9 like that, and fitted. I'm he reckons I'm going around. How tight his shorts are. I'm just talking about a goal scorer, mate.
Same. Yeah. The shoe fits, you know that?
No, but he does look good. I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to make it on, but did anyone else see Danny Ings, Matty Cash's bald patch on the top of his head?
He was getting terrored when he did that, apparently.
Oh, it was
What by who? The fans or by?
On I just saw it on Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. But it's fair, you know what? He had a much better game as well against Newcastle. He
Had to, really.
he had to.
Well, there were Matty Cash. He couldn't really do much worse.
No, he couldn't. But I thought he was controlled. I thought he linked up well with Buendia.
Yeah.
And we had a chat about it in the pub. But he's one of those players, unfortunately, who will ever play for England because of the quality around him. But as a Villa defender, I think he's exactly what we need in that right back position. And I think he's absolutely he's the definition of does a job for me.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the best crossers of the ball in the club, if not the best crosser of the ball in the club.
Yeah, I'd say last season with the signings we've made, potentially not, but he can definitely whip them.
Yeah.
I mean,
He can whip a good ball.
I think he can do, but I think you don't know what you're going to get with him because I think he didn't even. He's done. I'd say for the time he's been at the club, no more than 10 top quality crosses.
If you get back young as well, he can whip them, can't he? Yeah. But it's just I just think all in all with Cash, I think it was good to see him back to his back at his where we know he can be in front of a full Villa Park crowd. Because I'd hate to see him have a similar. I mean, look, I think Target will come back into side at some stage, but it's good to see that he kind of he flipped it round and he was he was back to his best against Newcastle.
Yeah. I think we'll be a better attacking side when we've got Leon Bailey and Matt Target on the left hand side. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ashley Young's come in to do pretty much the job that he's done so far. And that's what he'll do. That he's not obviously going to be a long term option, so we're never going to try and prioritise Ashley Young over Matt Target. But if Matt Target's going to play like that, then that's fine. We'll have Ashley Young to come in. But I think when Matt Target, got his head back from that performance, which
I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
When he's got his head back
Man
from
City,
that, and we've got Leon Bailey fit. We could have a frightening side on our hands. It's going to be really quality. And when they've all get going, if they all can have a run of games together, by Christmas time we could be watching some of the. We saw shades of the football that we could play last year, like in particular that first half at Burnley, when we were just absolutely pinging. I know we lost the game, but the football was absolutely scintillating. And you can see with the quality that we've got from these players, and we've yet to see Wally Hopkins Wally Watkins. We're yet to see Watkins in the side, and we're yet to see Leon. And with our strongest 11, I think it's positive times, exciting times.
Has Sam done his prediction? Have you done your prediction?
I don't do a prediction.
Oh, you don't, do you? Oh, you just mean January when you made it. When, the league's over and done, and the signings are all made, and someone's will do in the league. So.
Game week 38.
Yeah. No, fair play. But no, all good stuff.
Gonna win though, ain't I? And as Reese would say once, see you in the FA Cup final. Thank you for listening to the Every Week We Follow podcast. Please click the subscription button ready to hear next week's. Remember, for all the latest news, articles, matchday information, pre and post match reports, please go to www.everyweekwefollow.co.uk. Please give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram, and give us a like on Facebook with regards to more updates and information. Thank you.